Okay, ready to dive deep into some vocabulary.
Always ready for a word adventure.
We've got 30 words picked out this time, all from the Oxford 5000. And we're going to explore all their nooks and crannies, figure out what makes them tick.
I love that. Each word is like a little world waiting to be explored.
Exactly. Our source for this deep dive is, it's called Pasted Text.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one. They really focus on, well, they break things down so they're super clear. Really helpful for English language learners.
That's our audience.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're listening, this one's for you. And we're starting off with distinction.
Distinction. Such a sophisticated word. It's all about recognizing those subtle differences between things.
Okay. Like being able to tell, I don't know, like a real pearl from a fake one.
Exactly. There's a distinction there, even though they might look similar at first glance.
Oh, so it's about being able to spot the real deal.
Absolutely. It's about discernment, having a keen eye. And it can also be about achieving something remarkable, standing out from the crowd.
Right. Like if someone graduates with distinction, they've really accomplished something special.
Exactly. It's recognition of excellence. Or you could say there's a clear distinction between their artistic style.
Oh, yeah. Meaning their art is very different. Okay, that makes sense. So how is that different from distinctive then?
Ah, good question. They're definitely related, but distinctive is more about having a unique quality, something that sets something or someone apart.
So it's about what makes something special.
Exactly. Think of it like a signature, something that says, this is me, this is what makes me different.
Okay, I think I'm getting it. So like a singer with a really distinctive voice, you'd recognize them anywhere.
Precisely. Or you might say, that building has a very distinctive architecture, something that sets it apart.
What about like each culture has its own distinctive traditions? Would that work?
Perfect example. It's all about those unique qualities. All right, now, to distinguish.
Okay, so we've got distinction, which is like the difference itself, and distinctive, which is about what makes something unique. So where does distinguish fit in?
Good point. Well, think of distinguish as the action, the verb. It's about actively recognizing and understanding those differences we've been talking about.
Ah, I see. So it's like, I don't know, like a wine expert who can distinguish between subtle flavors.
Precisely. Or you might say, it's important to distinguish between right and wrong.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It is.
Yeah.
Or maybe you'd say, can you distinguish between the two types of birds?
Oh, yeah, if they look really similar.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes total sense. So we've got spotting the difference and what makes things unique, and now we can talk about actually doing the recognizing.
That's it. Distinguish is the action of noticing and understanding.
All right, moving on. Distort. Now this one sounds a little mischievous to me.
It can be. Think about like a funhouse mirror. You know how it makes everything look stretched and wonky?
Oh, yeah. Well,
that's kind of what distort does. It twists things out of shape, either literally or figuratively.
So like if you exaggerate a story to make it more exciting, you're distorting the truth.
Exactly. You're twisting it, changing it from how it really was. Or you could say the heat distorted the image on the screen.
Oh, yeah. Or what about bad acoustics can distort the sound of music?
Perfect example. And here's one more for you. The artist uses distorted figures in their paintings.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm starting to see how versatile this word is. So it's not just about truth. It can be about anything that gets twisted out of shape.
Yeah.
Okay, now distract. I have a feeling I know this one a little too well.
Oh, distract, the enemy of focus. We all know this one.
Right. It's like I sit down to get work done and suddenly I'm like, I don't know, reorganizing my sock drawer.
I feel you. Distract is all about those things that pull our attention away from what we should be doing.
It's like they have a superpower for derailing our plans.
They really do. Think about this. The loud music distracted me from my reading.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time. Or what about the flashing lights distracted drivers causing an accident?
Oh, yeah, that's a serious one. Distractions can be dangerous.
They can. And one more just to really drive it home. Don't let social media distract you from your goals.
So true. So easy to get sucked in. All right, shifting gears a bit now. Let's talk about distress.
Distress. Okay. Yeah, this one feels a little heavier.
It is. It's a word that carries a lot of weight. It's about feeling extreme anxiety, sorrow, pain, like when something's really wrong.
Right. Like if someone is lost at sea, they'd be in distress.
Exactly. They'd be terrified, worried, desperate. Or you could say the news of the accident caused him great distress.
Yeah, definitely. And what about the animal was showing signs of distress?
Perfect. That means something's wrong. Maybe it's injured, scared, or lost. And finally, how about this? The loud noises caused the baby distress.
Oh, yeah, poor baby. Okay, so we've got distress, which is like really intense negative emotions.
Yeah.
Now, what about disturb?
Disturb. Good one. It's related, for sure, but it's a little more, I don't know, a little less intense, maybe.
Right, like if someone's sleeping and you wake them up, you've disturbed them. But they're not necessarily in distress.
Right?
Right?
Exactly. It can be about interrupting someone, yeah. But it can also be about causing worry or unease.
Okay, I'm with you. So, like, please don't disturb me while I'm working because it breaks my concentration.
Exactly. Or the news report about the crime disturbed many viewers, meaning it upset them.
Okay, yeah. And what about the strange noises in the night disturbed your sleep?
Good one. That made her uneasy, maybe even a little scared. All right, now for the adjective form, disturbing.
Disturbing. So this is describing something that causes that feeling of unease.
You got it.
Yeah.
It's the label you put on something that makes you feel unsettled, creeped out, or just plain wrong.
So like a disturbing scene in a movie.
Exactly. Or you might say the doctor's diagnosis was very disturbing.
Yeah, definitely. Or there was something disturbing about the way he looked at her.
Ooh, yeah, that sends chills down my spine. Good example. All right, ready to shake things up and move on.
Yeah, let's dive into the next word.
Huh. See what you did there. Dive!
I love it. It's such a great word. So much energy.
Well, it literally means to plunge headfirst into water, right?
It does. But it can also be used figuratively, like to really immerse yourself in something.
Oh, I like that. So you could say, I'm going to dive into this new project.
Exactly. You're going all in, giving it your full attention. Or you could say, the archaeologist dove into the ancient ruins.
Oh, that's a good one. And what about she took a deep breath and dove into the pool?
Perfect. Okay. Ready for a word that celebrates variety.
Always. Let's talk about diverse.
Diverse. A beautiful word. It's about having a wide range of different things or people. Think of it like a rainbow with all its different colors.
Oh, I like that. So like a diverse group of friends from all different backgrounds.
Exactly. Or you could say the city boasts a diverse population. Yeah, with people from all walks of life. Okay, and what about the menu offered a diverse selection of dishes?
Perfect. That means there were lots of different options to choose from. And one last one. It's important to read diverse authors to broaden your perspective.
Absolutely. So diverse is about variety, about appreciating all the different things that make up the world.
Exactly. And it really highlights and celebrates all that diversity.
Let me guess.
Diversity.
You got it. Diversity is the noun form. It's the state of being diverse, the richness that comes from all those differences.
Okay, that makes sense. So, we should celebrate the diversity of cultures in our community.
Beautifully said. Or you might say, biodiversity is essential for a healthy ecosystem.
Right, because a variety of plants and animals makes the environment stronger.
Okay, I'm seeing the connection now. So diverse is about the variety itself, and diversity is about the state of having that variety.
You've got it. Okay, ready to change direction a bit.
Always. What's next?
Divert. This one's about redirecting, changing course.
Oh, like the road construction forced them to divert traffic.
Exactly. A literal detour. But divert can also be used figuratively.
Oh, I see. Like the magician diverted the audience's attention with his tricks.
Exactly. He made them look somewhere else. Or you could say, she tried to divert the blame for the mistake.
Oh, yeah. Trying to shift responsibility. Sneaky.
It can be. Okay, last one for divert. How about the company decided to divert funds to a new project?
Oh, so they're changing the use of the money. Okay, that makes sense. Now, divine. This one always sounds so, I don't know, so grand.
Divine. It's a powerful word, for sure. It's about things related to God or gods, things that are sacred or holy.
Right, like divine intervention. Okay.
Exactly. It's when people believe a higher power has stepped in.
Oh, and what about, like, the ancient Greeks believed in divine beings?
Yes, gods and goddesses. But divine can also describe something incredibly beautiful or perfect.
Oh, like the sunset looked absolutely divine.
Exactly. Or the music was so beautiful it felt divine.
I like that. It's like, it's so good, it's almost heavenly.
Precisely. It evokes a sense of awe and wonder. Okay, back down to earth for a moment. Divorce. This one can be a bit tricky.
Yeah, divorce is usually about ending a marriage, right?
It is, but it can also be used more metaphorically, like to talk about a separation between things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, like, the artist's work showed a complete divorce from tradition.
Exactly, meaning they were doing something completely new and different. Or you could say there's a growing divorce between the two political parties.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Meaning they're drifting further apart in their beliefs. Okay, I'm seeing how divorce can be used in different ways. Now, what about doctrine?
Doctrine. This one's about beliefs or principles that are considered authoritative, like a set of rules or teachings.
So, like religious doctrine.
Exactly. It's what a particular religion believes in.
Okay, so like the church's doctrine forbade divorce.
Yes, that's a good example. Or you could say the political party's doctrine focused on individual liberty.
Oh, so it's like their guiding principles.
Precisely. And how about this? The company's doctrine emphasizes customer satisfaction above all else.
Okay, so it's like a set of core beliefs that guide actions and decisions. All right, now this next one is super important in so many areas of life. Documentation.
Documentation. It's all about records and proof, like written evidence of something.
Oh, like you need proper documentation to travel abroad.
Exactly. Your passport, visa, all that stuff.
Right. And what about the historians study the documentation of the ancient civilization?
Perfect example. Or you could say, make sure you keep good documentation of your expenses.
Oh, yeah. For taxes, I need to get better at that.
Okay.
The documentation is all about having the proof, the records, the information written down.
Exactly. It's about clarity, accountability, and making sure things are official. All right, next up. Domain.
Domain. Now, this one feels like it has a lot of different meanings.
It does. It can refer to an area of land, like a king's domain.
Oh, yeah, like their territory.
Exactly. But it can also refer to an area of knowledge or expertise.
So, like, she's an expert in the domain of astrophysics.
Exactly. That's her field of study, her area of focus. Or you might say, this topic is outside my domain.
Meaning you don't know much about it.
Exactly. And here's one more for you. The internet has created new domains of communication.
Oh, yeah, like social media and online forums. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So domain can be physical territory, or it could be a more abstract area of knowledge or influence. Okay, on to dominance. This one sounds a little intimidating.
It can be. Dominance is about power and control. Like being the top dog, the leader of the pack.
So like a lion's dominance over the other animals in the savannah.
Precisely. Or you could say the company's dominance in the market was undeniable.
Oh, yeah, meaning they're the leader in their industry. Okay, and what about the team's dominance in the league was clear from the start?
Perfect example. They were the ones beat. All right, now for the adjective form. Dominant.
Dominant. So this is describing something or someone that has that power and control.
You got it. It's about being the most influential, the most noticeable, the one in charge.
Okay, so like the dominant color in the painting is blue.
Exactly. It's the color that stands out the most. Or you might say she has a very dominant personality.
Oh, meaning she's very assertive and takes charge.
Exactly. And one more, the dominant theory in the field is being challenged.
Oh, interesting. So even dominant ideas can be questioned and changed.
Absolutely. Knowledge is always evolving. All right, ready for a word that warms the heart?
Always. What's next?
Donation. It's a word about generosity, about giving to a good cause.
Oh, like making a donation to a charity.
Exactly. Or you could say, they made a generous donation to the library.
Okay, yeah. Or what about organ donation can save lives?
That's a powerful one. It's a truly selfless act.
It is. Okay, so if donation is the act of giving, then donor is the person who gives, right?
Spot on. Donor is the generous soul, the one who makes the gift.
So like a blood donor at a blood drive.
Exactly. Or you could say the anonymous donor wished to remain unknown.
Oh, yeah. They don't want recognition for their good deed.
And one more. The charity thanked its donors for their support.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, dose. This one makes me think about medicine.
It usually does. Dose is a specific amount of medicine that you take.
Right, like the doctor prescribed a low dose of antibiotics.
Exactly. Or you could say, be sure to follow the recommended dosage on the bottle.
Oh, yeah, that's important. Too much can be dangerous.
It can. And here's a last example. The patient needed a high dose of pain medication after the surgery.
Okay, so it's all about getting the right amount. Now let's shrink things down to a tiny little dot.
Dot. Such a small word, but so versatile. It can be a small mark, a speck, a point.
Right, like connect the dots to reveal the picture.
Exactly. Or you might say, the ship was just a tiny dot on the horizon.
Meaning it was far away.
Precisely. And one last one. Make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's.
Oh, right. To be thorough and pay attention to detail. Okay, let's head to the heart of the city now with downtown.
Downtown. Ah, the center of it all. It's the bustling, lively part of the city.
Yeah. Like, let's go downtown for dinner and a show.
Exactly. It's where all the action happens. Or you could say, the downtown area is full of skyscrapers.
Okay. And what about traffic can be really bad downtown during rush hour?
Oh, for sure. Everyone's coming and going. Okay, last one for downtown. They live in a loft downtown.
Oh, nice. So they're right in the middle of all the excitement. Okay, I'm feeling a little drained now, which makes me think of our next word, drain.
Drain. Yeah, that's a good one. It can be about literally removing liquid, like drain the pasta before you add the sauce.
Exactly. But it can also be more figurative, right? Like
Yeah.
the long day at work really drained my energy.
Oh, yeah, I feel that. Or you could say, the constant stress was draining her creativity.
Yeah, like slowly emptying her out.
And one more. The war drained the country's resources.
Oh, wow. That's a powerful image. So drain can be about physically removing something, or it can be about something being gradually depleted. Okay, ready for a bit of drama? What about dramatically?
Dramatically is all about making things bigger, more noticeable, more intense.
So like a dramatic entrance at a party.
Exactly. Or you could say the weather changed dramatically.
Oh, yeah, like a sudden storm.
Precisely. And one more. His life changed dramatically after he won the lottery.
Wow, yeah, I bet it did.
Yeah.
Okay, so dramatically is all about emphasizing a change or an action. All right, going with the flow now with drift.
Drift. I like this one. It's about a slow, gentle movement, often without a clear direction.
Oh, like the boat drifted along the river.
Exactly. Or you might say the conversation drifted from one topic to another.
Oh, yeah, just kind of meandering along. And what about he let his thoughts drift as he listened to the music?
Beautiful. That's a lovely image. All right, one more for drift. The two friends slowly drifted apart over the years.
Oh, yeah, that's sad, but it happens. Okay, so drift is about moving slowly and gently without a fixed destination.
Exactly. Now, time to get motivated with driving.
Driving. Okay, so beyond actually driving a car, what does this word mean?
It's about that force that pushes you forward, that strong motivation that propels you to do something.
So, like, his driving ambition led him to great success.
Yes. His desire for achievement was what kept him going. Or, you could say, the driving force behind the protest was a desire for equality.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. It's the underlying reason for the action.
Yeah.
Okay, and what is the driving question of your research?
Good one. It's the main question they're trying to answer. All right, ready for our final two words?
Let's do it.
All right, drought and drown. These ones are a bit heavier, but important to know.
Okay, I'm ready. Drought first.
Drought is about a severe lack of water. You know, when it doesn't rain for a long time.
Right, like the drought caused the crops to wither and die.
Exactly. It can be devastating. Or you could say the region has been experiencing a drought for months.
Oh, and what about the drought led to water restrictions?
Yes. People have to conserve water when there's a shortage. Okay, last example for drought. The drought had a severe impact on the local economy.
Yeah, it affects so many things. Okay, last word. Drown.
Drown. It's a powerful and often tragic word. It literally means to die from suffocation underwater.
Right, like the swimmer drowned in the strong currents.
Exactly. It's a very sad event. But drown can also be used metaphorically.
Oh, how so?
Like I'm drowning in work.
Oh, yeah, we've all been there.
Right. It means you have too much to do and you're feeling overwhelmed.
Okay, that makes sense. And what about his voice was drowned out by the noise of the crowd?
Perfect example. It means you couldn't hear him because of all the other noise. All right, we've done it. We've explored all 30 words.
Oh, what a journey. We started with subtle distinctions and ended up, well, drowning in words.
Huh. That's a good way to put it.
It's amazing how much depth and nuance there is in even the simplest words.
It really is. And the more words you know, the more effectively you can communicate and understand the world around you.
I totally agree. So to all our listeners out there, I encourage you, keep exploring, keep learning, keep expanding your vocabulary.
Because words have power. And the more words you have at your disposal, the more powerful your voice becomes.
Exactly. So go out there and use these new words, make them your own, and see what amazing things you can do with them.